What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I got a quick video for you guys. Wanted to talk about JD Davison, and the reason why I wanted to talk about JD is there was a TikTok I saw, it was pretty popular, that was between Auburn fans and Alabama fans, and it basically said that Auburn's 5-star and Jabari Smith was a better player and the better get than JD Davison going to Alabama. And so I just want to talk about JD's decision. Was it a good decision, bad decision? He's had kind of, I guess, an up and down start to his career at Alabama so far. He's coming off recently his best game there. So I wanted to talk about that and just the decision overall. Before I get into it, I just wanted to say leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you let me know what you think of JD, his decision, his game, all that. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And with that being said, let's get into it. So like I said in the intro, this video was inspired by a TikTok I saw that was comparing Jabari Smith and JD Davison. And Jabari was a 5-star player who decided to go to Auburn, and he's been playing really well. I'm going to be making a video about him, talking about him separately, but he's someone who has now played himself into the conversation of being the potential #1 overall pick this year. And then you have someone like JD Davison, who was highly touted, 5-star, decides to stay home, stay in state, and go to Alabama. And he was someone who could have or has the potential to play himself into being a potential top 5 draft pick. But so far, early in his Alabama career, it doesn't look like that is likely to happen. He's coming off the bench currently for Alabama, averaging about 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. But he's been very efficient from the floor, shooting 55%. He struggled from 3, but in the minutes that he's been given, which is about 25-ish minutes a game, he's played well. I mean, I don't think you can ask much more out of someone coming off the bench than averaging 8, 5, and 5. Now, why is JD coming off the bench? Well, it's because Alabama is a very good team, and they returned 2 players in their backcourt who were very good for them and were key contributors to their team. Devon is one of their starting guards. I think if you follow YouTube basketball and all, you know who Devon was. You know him as one of the Jelly Fam guys. And he's turned himself into a very good basketball player early in his career. Someone who fizzled out at Villanova, had a transfer, has found a home in Alabama, and he's played really well. And then you got someone like Jaden Shackelford, and he has played really well for Alabama in the past as well, and he's continuing to have a good season. And so JD is behind 2 very good guards, both experienced, both have played really well, and he's kind of had to take a back seat to those 2 despite being someone who probably has a higher potential than both those guys. Now, is all hope lost for JD Davison? Is he someone who made a terrible decision in going to Alabama? I don't think so. I think Alabama is still a good spot for him. He's still playing a pivotal role for this Alabama team. I think his role is only going to get bigger as he gets more experience, as he gets more comfortable at the college level. And I think we've seen that here recently with his latest game as being an example where he had 13 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds in the most minutes he's played so far in 29. And so I think as he gets more comfortable, as the coaches get more confidence in him to play a bigger role for them, I think he will step into that role. And I think you could see this Alabama team start to go to more 3-guard lineups and try to get all those guys on the floor at once, as they're all very talented and they're some of their best players. Now, one thing that has really shocked me with JD in his game has been his passing ability. When we saw JD in high school last year, he was basically just a bucket. I mean, we seen the highlights of him. He wasn't playing on a prep team. He wasn't playing on a stacked academy type team like Montverde or IMG or wherever. He was playing at a regular public high school in Alabama, and his teammates just weren't, the greatest teammates. They weren't all high major D1 teammates. He had to carry the load for his team, and he did a great job at it, and it was really exciting. And that's why JD is so popular. He had insane highlights. He, just like I said, carried that team, and we didn't see him facilitate a whole lot. We didn't see him play as a true point guard in high school, and so I thought that was one area where he would struggle in college. I thought You know, he was going to get to his, but was he someone who could make his teammates better? And so far in college, he's showing that he can do that. 5 assists off the bench, that's really impressive to me. You don't see that a whole lot. And so I think he's definitely proven that that part of his game is something that's going to translate really well to the NBA when it's even more space, the ball's in his hands, probably even more if he goes to a bad team and he's able to make, you know, even more decisions for the team. Now, turnovers is something that he's going to have to clean up a little bit. He's averaging a little over 3, almost 4 turnovers a game. He had 7 turnovers against Drake, and so that's something he's going to have to clean up. He's going to have to get better at, but I think that his facilitation and his passing ability has been better than what I expected out of him, especially this early in his college career. Now, one part of JD's game that he has struggled with, and he's going to have to improve on it if he wants to probably take an even bigger step forward and play a bigger role for this Alabama team and improve his draft stock more than it is at the moment, is his ability to shoot the ball. He's really struggled shooting the ball. We all know his athleticism, his ability to push the pace and transition and get to the hoop and just be a freak athlete. But shooting the ball is something that he's going to have to get better at. He's only shooting 26% from 3. And I think people get confused, as in high school they saw the deep pull-up threes. They saw him pulling up from the volleyball line, half court, it seemed like some of the times. And in the highlights, he's making 100% of those. We see the makes, but we don't see the misses. And some of that had to do with shot selection and things of that nature. But he was always just a streaky shooter. He was someone that could get hot and knock down 4, 5, 6 in a row. But he's also someone who can miss, you know, his next 8. And some of that, like I said, had to do with shot selection or whatever. But he's going to have to get better than that at Alabama and eventually at the NBA level if he wants to take that next step for them. Overall, kind of going back to the thing that started this video or that I touched on, Jabari Smith so far looks to be the better NBA prospect and so far the better college prospect. He's putting up insane numbers, he's playing really well, and he's leading that Auburn team. JD, on the other hand, is playing a role for Alabama. He's not going to be the star player. He won't be on this team. That's just not in the role that he's going to play, and he'll never step into that role in probably his only season at Alabama. And so, yes, Jabari is the better prospect. He's playing himself into being the number 1 overall pick, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for JD Davison. It means he's a bad player. I think he's playing his role. He's on a winning team, and I think his role is only going to get better and bigger as the season goes on. So those are my thoughts on JD. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later.